though.
Again, I don't know if I trust Harbaugh to get him there because again, he hasn't proven he can beat the good teams, Michigan State, Ohio State. You're 1-5, man. You got to get it done at some point in time. I don't think this is the year, and I actually think I'm gonna make a bold prediction. Michigan will fire Jim Harbaugh at the end of the year.
We have totally opposite predictions there. I really do think Harbaugh's in line for. How I see it is every time a national title winner wins, they had to have gone through something that season, some adversity. If not that season before, whatever to win that champ. That's where you see 30 for 30s. That's where you see documentaries made. And I think this Michigan team has the looks of a team that can win a national championship. They have a quarterback who's gone through controversy and had to transfer. They've gone through a coach that came in with such high expectations, he was disappointed this far. I really do believe that this is the year for Michigan if they are going to win a national championship. The time is now. Prove your doubters wrong, win one, and for the rest of his tenure at he will not be questioned whatsoever. Now, obviously, the number one team in the nation is going to be Alabama. Now, something about them that I'm a little sad. I mean, obviously, the team, talent-wise, there's nobody's holding a candle to them. Not even Clemson. This team is going to dominate. There's no question about that. Now, earlier we were talking about Heisman Trophy potential winners. We didn't mention Tua Tagovailoa. The reason why is I think he's a great quarterback, but I don't know how Nick Saban's going to handle that QB stable. He has Tagovailoa. He has Hurts. I don't know how that's going to go. I don't think that's going to affect their record. I still think they are the number one team going into the season. I think they'll end as the number one team. They might go unbeaten. They are that talented. But until they figure out exactly who that starter is and that guy starts taking control of this team and leading it by him, through him, I think they can still be upset. If by the end of the season Tua has taken over and he is now the go-to guy, they use Hurts in some sub-packages for the most part. He's not that utilized. It's not Tua's team. I think they can ride that to another national championship. But somebody like comes in, they still haven't decided between Tua and Jalen. I think that's the point where they can come in, kind of capitalize on that, frustrate both quarterbacks to where they're not comfortable with their own offense, and upset Alabama. But again, if one of them does assert their dominance and take over that team, this team is going to be very hard to beat. Obviously, still the number one overall team in America. But who's some other teams you're looking forward to seeing?
Well, I think we should probably talk about some sleepers. And a sleeper that I have personally is UCLA. I don't think people are talking about UCLA enough. They got Chip Kelly, probably the best hire in college football, at least this past year. And I know that it's not his guys, and he's probably not going to... He likes to run a spread offense, and I think he has the perfect guy in true freshman Dorian Thompson-Robinson, but I don't know if they're going to pull the trigger and let him start. So I think they're going to start out a little rough on the gate, but I think they can pick it up and maybe compete for the Pac-12 South title.
Okay. I like that. I don't know if I'm too high on UCLA, at least this season, but again, you're right. Chip Kelly was one of the best hires in college football this past year. I believe that offense with him is obviously just like Oregon's going to take them to new heights. I think one thing about Kelly is he has been through a lot in the past 5 years. This guy has gone to the Eagles, been ousted by the NFL, went to the 49ers, had a horrible season, then got ousted. Now he's back on the head coaching radar. Now head coach of UCLA, great powerhouse school, great past, great traditions. This guy, I believe, is going to tune his offense a little bit differently. It's not going to be the same spread that he had before, but it's going to be in a way where, again, he's kind of a mastermind. He can be his own worst enemy. He's done this before. He did it with the Eagles. He kind of was his own reason for his own downfall. But I believe he's going to work on it. He's going to improve his offense, his offensive game. He's going to end up one of the best offenses in the country. Schools are going to literally start replicating his offense just like they did when he was at Oregon, and it's going to happen again. He's going to dominate college football within the next couple of years. We'll be starting to talk about UCLA in the college football playoff every single year, but this just is not the year. I think this is still a transition period year for them, and then next year will be the first year of the Kelly era where everything's starting to fall into place. A team that I think is very underrated, definitely for me, would probably be FAU. Now, I know underrated is kind of weird to say for them because obviously they get a lot of media attention because of their coach, Lane Kiffin. who I believe is one of the best minds in football. I get it. Personalities do alter how you perceive a person, but in terms of his football intelligence and mindset, Lane Kiffin's one of the smartest guys you'll meet. He's great running an offense. He can create a masterful offense and run it to perfection. He does slip up from time to time, and I believe that's because of his personality. He's very volatile when it comes to that. But for the most part, great coach. I don't know why. I get it. He made some immature moves when he was younger. Who doesn't? But he's still getting blamed for that, and he's become a much more mature, fine-tuned coach. And I think because of that, FAU is one of these sleeping programs to where, yes, people think they're just all Lane Kiffin, but this isn't just Kiffin, guys. He's gotten the talent there. This can be a top 20 team by the end of the season. This is a surprise team to me to make it into the top 15. I think if they're on their A game, if they have a great record, they can maybe slip into the top 10. I don't think they'll stay there, but I think they could at least get into the top 10 at least once or twice this season. Another sleeper for you, Mickey.
Another sleeper, Tennessee. Tennessee has not gotten the attention that it needs since I honestly can't remember the last time someone's brought up Tennessee as like top 5 team.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is the year they finally get it together. They have a really good team. Although they did lose a 5-star, it was their running back, I forgot his name, but he ended up going to Baylor and transferred and became a wide receiver. And I think that this is the year that they actually make it to the top 15.
Okay.
What about you?
I would say NC State, and the reason why is because, like I said earlier, Harmon, you're talking about one of the best wide receivers in the country. No matter what anybody says, look at the numbers. He produces, he gets the catches, great receiver, physical receiver, has the potential to be more. I think he's going to dominate this season. Ryan Finley, this guy, he is so ready to lead a team to the top 10. He's very ready to do it. He's poised, he's accurate. This is a quarterback that I get Alabama fans, Clemson fans. You're not going to be like, NC State's not a top 5 team, not a top 10 team. I get that, but their quarterback is a top 5 in the nation now. I think he can end the season as the best quarterback in the nation, and any of you guys would be lucky to have him. If Finley was in the quarterback locker room for Alabama, I guarantee you he'd be right in the mix to start. Same thing in Clemson. I think he'd be the unquestioned starter at Clemson. At any powerhouse school, he would be one of the best options to start. NC State has him. He's going to lead them to a lot of success. I think this team is a top 25 team. I think this team can be at least in the top 10 one time. They have the schedule to do it. They just need to capitalize. They start off against this year. I believe they play Will Grier and West Virginia. So they have those big ticket games on their schedule. They just need to capitalize and win them. Another team, and again, it's kind of funny. We're going to be moving from old school to new school, but Oklahoma State, they're getting slept on. Mason Rudolph left. He was one of the best quarterbacks this program's ever seen. But that team, Go Pokes, is going to be one of the best teams in the Midwest region. Great defense. I know they've lost some guys throughout the years, and their offense just took a big step down in terms of veteran talent, but they still have a great talent. I honestly believe that Justice Hill is a top 5 running back in the nation. He's going to put up a great season. I honestly believe that how Saquon Barkley got the hype at the beginning of the season and kind of didn't die down, but it slowed towards the end. I think that's kind of Bryce Love's trajectory this season. I still think he's going to win it, but he's going to start off amazing. And then, you keep having those high expectations, and he doesn't necessarily meet them, but he's still doing great. Now, I get it, he's not being that covered, but Justice Hill is that guy, just like Bryce Love, to come in this season, consistently produce for a good, almost great team, and be in that maybe Heisman Trophy honorable mention, because he's going to put up that great of a season. The guy's a tough running back. He's made in the same mold. He's great. He's physical, very strong, power through anybody, not easy to tackle. In the Big 12, he's going to do a lot of damage. I think this team has, both those teams, NC State and Oklahoma State, have some great chances of upsetting some big, notable teams and moving into the top 25, top 20, maybe even top 15.